Welcome, my student. Let's get right into it. Today, I'm guiding you through an explainer of some seriously ancient financial wisdom, principles that are absolutely guaranteed to cure that modern lean purse of yours. If you've ever felt like you're working tirelessly, literally grinding away, but you have absolutely nothing to show for it at the end of the month, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're heading back 4,000 years to the wealthiest city of the ancient world to unlock secrets that will fundamentally change how you handle your money today.
So, let's dive straight into George S. Clason's classic text, The Richest Man in Babylon. What's just truly fascinating to me about this is the undeniable proof that the laws governing money, they haven't changed. Not at all. Not since prosperous men thronged those Babylonian streets millennia ago. I mean, they didn't have magic, right? They just used their brains. They understood that money is actually super plentiful for those who simply understand the rules of getting it.
And this timeless wisdom comes directly from Arkad, the richest man in Babylon himself. You see, he started with a well-worn, completely empty purse, just like so many of us do. But he learned this one absolutely fundamental mindset shift. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. Now, it sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? Like, obviously. Yet, believe it or not, this single sentence is the absolute bedrock of all personal wealth.
So here's our syllabus for today's explainer. First, the lean purse problem. Second, pay yourself and budget. Third, multiply and guard wealth. Fourth, invest in your future. Fifth, work is your superpower. And finally, number 6, your modern budgeting checklist.
All right, let's start with Section 1, the lean purse problem and Banzir's dilemma.
Consider Banzir for a second. He was a Babylonian chariot builder who sat there, completely discouraged, just gazing at his empty workshop. He was totally crushed by financial pressure. And honestly, notice how his ancient dilemma so perfectly mirrors us modern professionals. You work incredibly hard, you earn a decent living, and yet, your wallet is still empty at the end of the day. Banzir and his friends, they swung hammers all day long, but basically lived the ancient equivalent of paycheck to paycheck. So it's time to stop sitting on the wall like Banzir and start knocking on the doors of wisdom.
Moving on to Section 2, pay yourself and budget. These are the first cures.
Now, Arkad stood before a class of his fellow citizens to teach them the exact steps to turn a lean purse into a fat one. And the very first cure? Start thy purse to fattening. It goes like this. For every 10 coins you earn, you spend only 9. You absolutely must save a strict minimum of 10%. It's not negotiable. Arkad compared this to, well, feeding a camel one handful of grain a day until it grows strong. That first saved coin is literally the very first seed of your future wealth.
But my student, you might be sitting there asking the exact same question a guy in Arkad's audience asked. Wait, how can I save 1/10 of my income when I already don't make enough to cover my basic expenses? And hey, that is a perfectly natural question. It actually leads us directly to the second cure. Control thy expenditures.
Arkad pointed out a pretty harsh truth here. What we call necessary expenses will always grow to equal our income unless we actively protest against it. Think of a pack-ass on a desert trail, right? You wouldn't load it down with heavy gold, you give it true necessities like hay and water. Today, you have to ruthlessly separate your true daily necessities from your casual desires. Things like that fancy iced coffee, or those trendier clothes that just drain your purse before you even realize what happened.
To really master this, we can actually modernize the exact mathematical plan carved into a Babylonian clay tablet by a guy named Dapashir. Now, Dapashir was digging himself out of massive debt. His plan was brilliant. Use 70% of your income to live on. Use 20% to aggressively pay down your creditors, and strictly save that remaining 10%. By sticking to this formula, the creditors eventually stopped knocking. And let me tell you, this simple mathematical budget, it works just as flawlessly today as it did back then.
Okay, let's jump into Section 3, multiply and guard wealth.
So once you have that 10% saved up, you can't just let it sit there gathering dust. Arkad taught that your saved money should basically act like a worker for you. He told this great story about Anson, an ancient sandal maker who deposited 2 pieces of silver a week with a moneylender. Thanks to the rental interest over 8 years, those tiny little savings compounded and grew into a massive sum. Today, modern investing serves this exact same purpose. You've got to put your gold to work.
Which brings us to Section 4, invest in your future.
Now, once your wealth is out there multiplying, you have to ensure your foundation is completely secure.
Translated to our modern society, this really means making your dwelling a profitable investment, like buying real estate to build permanent equity instead of just endlessly renting. Furthermore, you absolutely must ensure a future income for your growing age. Today, that means proactively setting up your retirement accounts and life insurance. You're ensuring your purse remains full for the days when you can no longer swing the hammer.
Now for Section 5, work is your superpower.
Our seventh, and frankly my favorite, final cure is all about increasing your ability to earn. To really get this, look at Shahunada. He wasn't born into privilege. In fact, he was a slave, literally sold at an auction. But he didn't just sit around waiting for a lucky break. No, he learned to bake, he served his community, and eventually he bought his own freedom and became highly respected. Cultivating your own powers, upskilling, and showing up every single day, that is the true foundation of lasting success. You see, work done well doesn't just build wealth, it builds you.
And finally, Section 6, your modern budgeting checklist. My friend, it is time to consolidate these incredible ancient lessons into a practical daily routine. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this roadmap right now. Step 1, pay yourself that 10% first. Step 2, create a daily expense tracker. Seriously, log every purchase on your phone so you can ruthlessly separate your true needs from those casual wants. Step 3, enforce that 70-20-10 budget we talked about, attacking your debt with 20%. Step 4, invest those savings so they multiply. And Step 5, never ever stop upskilling. As the ancient text explicitly states, money makes possible the enjoyment of the best the earth affords. And the most important takeaway here? Wealth remains incredibly plentiful today for anyone, and I mean anyone, who takes the time to apply these simple, universal rules. They are literally as unwavering and unchanging as the law of gravity itself.
So, my student, I leave you with this final, vital thought for today's explainer. Are you going to remain paralyzed by modern financial pressures, just sitting on the wall feeling totally overwhelmed like Bansier? Or are you ready to act on this wisdom, put that very first coin away, and start fattening your purse right now? The choice, and the wealth that follows, well, that's entirely yours.